Hello everybody and welcome back to 100 Days in Ark Survival Evolved on the island. To start off, I wanted to thank you all for how much support I have been getting on this series so far, even if I do only have currently 2 videos uploaded, including this one. Every like, comment, and subscribe I get is greatly appreciated, so thank you all so much for the support. Now, these next 50 days are a lot more action-packed than the first 50 days were. Hopefully, the quality for them should also be a lot better, considering my editing has gotten much better since then. And I should have fixed a good few of the audio bugs that I was having during that time. So sit back, grab some snacks, grab a drink. If you really do enjoy this, maybe throw a subscribe my way, and enjoy the next 50 days. And if you want to see another 50 days, or another 100 days even, let me know in the comments below. I'll see what I can do. After defeating both stages of the Broodmother, we fly back home to recollect ourselves. Once back at base, we grab ourselves some trank arrows and our crossbow, and we head out to go tame some T-Rexes. I ended up going back to the level 85 Rex that was near the Red Ark, simply because I didn't want to risk finding a high level, then knocking it out and it dying or disappearing like the Utyrannus did. It took a good deal of time to knock it out, given that it was a level 85, but I did manage to do so. And now that that Rex was knocked out, I went out to find a female. It took until the night of day 51 to find a higher level Rex, because I had to find one that was above level 85 to breed with my level 85. However, the one I found was level 130 and it was a male, so I guess I got an upgrade? Mind you, it wasn't what I was looking for. I was hoping to find a high-level female so I could get started on breeding, but when Ark throws you a bone, you just take the bone. You don't complain. Unfortunately, like not even 5 minutes into trying to knock it out, the game decided to start throwing TV static down at me from the sky. So I tried to cut as much of that out as possible so you guys wouldn't have to see that. I mean, hell, I could hardly see while I was playing, so I doubt you guys would be able to see much else anyway. But just as the TV static stopped falling from the sky and dawn broke on day 52, we were able to knock the level 130 Rex out. After knocking out the level 130, we flew back to where we had knocked out the level 85, and of course, we didn't need it, so instead we just wasted it. Even in death, nature's majesty holds no bounds. I spent the rest of day 52 looking for another female Rex, and oh my god, I could hardly find any. Every Rex I came across was either male or too low of a level. It was like the game was laughing at me at this point. So after not finding a single decent level female Rex, I decided to go back to level 130 and just get taming over with, just in case something happened. It actually took until day 53 for me to find a decently leveled female Rex, and I just kind of stumbled across her. But lucky enough, I was able to near perfect tame her, so she was a decent level once tamed. With both Rexes tamed and in my inventory in cryopods, I decided to go out and look for a Therizino. Mind you, it didn't go very well. I actually did manage to trap one eventually, however, it seemed to just sort of no-clip out of reality, so I'm just going to assume it fell into the back rooms or something. Day 55 was literally just comprised of me going around and looking for a Therizino. That is it. Nothing else. I did manage to trap a level 75 Therizino, like right next to my base, so that was nice. It wasn't a very high level, but hey, better than nothing. Better to take a low level than no level. A little bit later down the line on day 56, we were finally given a break when it came to tames. We found a level 150 female Therizino. At this point, it didn't matter if we had a high level male to breed with, because we could just breed for the best stats anyway. Unfortunately, while I waited for it to tame, it would seem that my level 75 Therizino woke up, so I would have to knock him out when I got back. Thanks to the kibble I had crafted, by the dawn of day 57, the level 150 had finally been tamed, which meant we were clear to finally start breeding for the other boss fights. Yes! Oh my god, that was so close. Oh, level 124. Or not 124, 224. The only other major thing for day 57 was doing a metal run, but given how long that took, I'm gonna spare you most of the footage. It just took until day 58, and the volcano is pretty much just out of metal now. On day 58, I ventured into the ocean for the first time with a freshly crafted set of scuba gear. Why were we in the ocean? Because I wanted to tame 2 megalodons for breeding. Simply because to make a tech replicator, we need black pearls. The only way I know To get black pearls is either by killing tiny little squid things that drop like 1 pearl each, or to kill alpha mosasaurs and alpha tusos. And we were not doing that with the frog. No way in hell. After a good deal of swimming around, I was able to tame both a high-level male and a high-level female for breeding purposes. So that was a win. So after they were tamed, I went back to base and started breeding my dinos. I bred the Rexes, the Therazinos, and yes, the Megalodons. Each pair had begun to cement their lineage in my army. With a breeding pad set up with a light and some air conditioners, I had begun to breed the Rexes and Therazinos for the perfect breeding pair. Due to the different levels in each that I got, I decided to just keep breeding until I got the same stats for each, a male and a female. As I waited for the few Rexes I had hatched to grow, I flew over to the green obelisk to try and send in the new Megatheriums against the beta Broodmother. The second round against the beta pretty much went the same as the first. You know the whole song and dance already anyway. We warped in, sicked our Megatherium on the Broodmother, and lost 8 of them. Mind you, we only lost 8 this time, so we still had 11 left, which was a lot better than what happened the first time. But as I suspected, that meant we were nowhere near ready for the alpha, which was fine, I had time to prepare. After the fight with the beta Broodmother, I started transporting all of my metal and oil and all that sort of schmutz over to the red obelisk for crafting the tech replicator, when I had the black pearls to do so, which was in fact our next objective. Day 61 and we were back in the ocean, this time with our fully imprinted battle megalodon, as well as her sister, and we were on the hunt for alpha mosasaurs and alpha tusos. It took a little while, but we ended up finding an alpha mosasaur, and after killing it, we got ourselves 100 black pearls and an ascendant simple pistol. After searching for nearly an hour, I found an alpha tuso, and this was by far the worst mistake I've ever made. God, you're No. Why is your movement so... No. Yeah, and just like that, I was pretty much screwed. Not like I had a harpoon gun or another megalodon to, throw at it to deal damage to it to release this one, but, all is fair in love and war and stupidity. Since my other megalodon had died with me, and the sister to the said dead megalodon was killed by a alpha mosa, I decided to take my frog. Yeah, just ride into the ocean with a frog. What could go wrong, right? I did bring one of my breeding megalodons just in case, though. So once I had got back to where I died, I was understandably kind of pissed off. And I may or may not have snapped and declared that I wanted blood, because I did. No, you don't. You don't get away that easy. Yes! Fuck you! And everything you stand for. So after killing the Tuso, I took the black pearls and all the trophies and everything it dropped and swam to the surface with the megalodon I had brought. I planned to wait for daytime to break before taking my frog back, but a direwolf decided to kill it. So for a little bit, I swam my megalodon's slow ass back home. That is until I found an ichthy. And of course I tamed that and took that as far as I could. That is until some jellyfish got in the way. I was really not getting lucky here. So after my ichthy was killed, I had to run all the way back to Ava, who was over by South Zone 1. I would give you all some dramatic spiel about how it was a harrowing journey or something, but nah, it was really just me running. I knocked out a Sarco, if that makes up for anything. So after getting back to Ava, I flew all the way back to where the megalodon was to pick up all the stuff I left there as well as her. I did kill some penguins on the way there, though, for polymer. That was fun, I guess. Once everything was situated after getting back to base, I grabbed the polymer that I had crafted out of the fabricator, flew to the red obelisk, and crafted the tech replicator. And on the dawn of day 64, we began construction of where we would be keeping the tech replicator. It's not going to be anything fancy. Not yet, at least. Taking a break from construction, I decided to start power leveling the 3 Rexes that I had raised. I wanted to substitute 4 Rexes for 4 Megatherium for the Alpha Broodmother boss fight. Simply because after a few more levels, after imprinting, the Rexes were up to 30,000 health, and I could quite easily get them up to 1,000 damage per bite. On the dawn of day 65, I realized you could craft enforcers in the tech replicator. I thought they were extinction exclusive, so I wanted one. I don't want to hear anything about me using an enforcer on the island, because it's in the game, damn it. If it's in the game without cheats, I can do it. So that is exactly what I did. I built myself an enforcer on the island, and I absolutely loved him. It was incredible. I had forgotten how much fun these guys were to use since I hadn't played Extinction in like 2 years at this point. Day 66, and we were back to getting artifacts for the caves. This time we were getting artifacts to prepare for the Alpha Broodmother battle, as I had spent all the artifacts on training other dinos at this point. I had a plan to substitute at least 10 Megatherium for fully grown, imprinted, and leveled up Rexes. The reason I wanted to do this is because I knew I wouldn't be able to beat the Alpha Broodmother with just Megatherium. I mean, come on. It takes ages to get them up to even 30,000 health. Meanwhile, the Rexes that I would be breeding would come out with over 20,000 health after imprinting. So it was pretty clear which one was the best option. Speaking of breeding Rexes, that is exactly what I started to do on day 67. If I was going to battle the Megapithecus before day 100, I needed to have them growing and imprinting now. Oh, okay, yeah, I remember now. I wasn't exactly raising these Rexes. I was farming the children for XP. I had to level up my Rexes quickly somehow. And you know what the big jolly purple grape said himself. A small price to pay for salvation. It seems that for day 68 we pretty much just farmed meat to heal the Rexes that we had brought over to the Green Obelisk. That is all. Murder the failures. The weak do not deserve to live. Upgrades, people, upgrades. The army of tickle chickens can now begin. Day 71 was pretty much just me playing nanny, while day 72 was the opposite. I'm not going to go into detail what I had to do, but if I'm not on a watch list somewhere now, someone's not doing their job. Day 73 was pretty much just me swimming around, wasting time. I had to wait for the Rexes to heal anyway. Day 74, however, was a much more important day. We had brought all 10 of our fully imprinted and fully healed Rexes over to the Green Ark, and I was confident that we could take down the Alpha Broodmother. So it was finally time to test our mettle against it. You guys got this. Over half. Oh, come on. You guys got this. Come on, you guys got this. Yes! Fuck yeah! We had defeated the Alpha Broodmother. We had slain one of the 3 guardians that were stopping us from defeating the Overseer and ascending off the island. So to celebrate, after defeating her, we flew back home, mounted our Alpha Broodmother trophy, and sat on our cliff enjoying the view with a cold beer in hand. Day 75, I was back to work with a newfound vigor. When I say I felt like I was on top of the world after defeating the Alpha Broodmother, you have no idea. I have had a personal war going with that boss since the levels for it first came out. So while I still had this newfound drive and burst of energy, I decided to go out and tame a Dunkleosteus, if that's how you pronounce it. Now the problem with taming one of these things is they are armored, incredibly so. So I had to spend over 100 narcotic arrows with my journeyman crossbow to knock this asshole out. While waiting for the giant armored bastard to starve out, I swam around on my Megalodon looking for another level 145, or maybe even just a level 100 up. But unfortunately I couldn't find one, so I just went back, tamed it, and flew home. Day 76, I managed to find another level 145 Dunkleosteus. Unfortunately, it was by another Alpha Tuso that seemed to be stuck. Of course, after my last encounter with one, I was rather wary, but before I could worry or even try to tame the damn thing, this happened. No. So yeah, my game crashed for the first time actually. And because of the crash, all of the footage of me taming the level 145 female is gone. So we got it now. We did lose our Megalodon during the process though. Day 77 was more of the same. Raising up an army, breeding things, killing more children, you know, the usual Ark Survival Evolved stuff. Day 78, and we checked on our sharks and our armored sharks, and they were pretty much fully grown. Day 79 and Day 80, we were out collecting artifacts for the Megapithecus. However, unfortunately, my footage got corrupted again, so you get to see me collect one of the 2 relics I was able to get on Day 80, or at least the beginning of Day 80. Next was the Artifact of the Pack. Now this cave was confusing. It took me a little bit of time, and by a little bit of time I mean 30 minutes. But after said 30 minutes, I was able to grab all 3 of the relics that I was needing from this cave. Day 81, and we crafted our first piece of tech gear. The tech boots, which would essentially give us immunity to fall damage so long as we were wearing them and they were powered. But they also did let you climb more difficult surfaces to cling to. So hopefully that would make caving a little bit easier. Spoiler, it did not. After that, it was back to murdering the children. Gotta get your gains in somehow in this game. Day 82 and the slaughter carried on, though this one was a little bit different. Having lost Apex before, I wanted to farm a stable source of element, so if we ever lost him again, I could just craft another one to replace him. But to do this, I needed to breed parasaurs, and a lot of them. Specifically the tech variant, as they drop roughly 25 element dust per fully grown parasaur. Day 83, I had crafted a replacement enforcer for Apex. After doing that, I then decided to go off and do yet another artifact run for the Megapithecus. I had forgotten Aussie the first time, so I was only able to grab one of each artifact. After our adventure in the caves, I had to go and prepare the remaining Rexes for the Megapithecus. Just as I had with the Broodmother, I wanted to beat all 3 levels of the Megapithecus before Day 100. This process of going out, hunting, bringing back the meat and healing the Rexes took from Day 85 all the way until the night of Day 87, where we were finally able to bring our Rexes up to the blue obelisk. And on that very same night, we fought the Gamma Megapithecus. Now normally I would have the whole dramatic music in the background with the overlay of me fighting it. But this particular boss was nothing special. I mean, come on, I had pretty much over-prepared for this boss fight. I had Rexes with a baseline of over 50,000 health, each dealing over 1,000 damage per hit. The Gamma it had no chance of winning to begin with. Then on Day 88, I was out farming a few more tributes I would need for both the Beta and the Alpha Megapithecus. By the time I had enough of the tributes to fight the Beta Megapithecus, it was Day 89, and we lunged into battle against it. The Beta monkey had been slain. Mind you, we had lost a few of our Rexes, but that was mostly due to their own stupidity having themselves walk off the edge of the cliff. But if they were stupid enough to do that, they did not deserve to be in our army. Days 90 to 92 were me in a mild panic, honestly, because I needed to find, I think it was like 6 more Spinosaurs, and there were no Spinos on the map. I had looked everywhere. But luckily enough for me, I had finally caught a break when it came to tribute hunting. Spinos had begun spawning in right on the dawn of Day 92, and I was able to collect just enough to fight the Alpha Megapithecus. So that is exactly what I did. Ooh. Okay, I swear to all that is unholy, if you idiots fall off again, like you did against the Gamma and the Beta. Get him! This is going well. I don't like how close his rocks are getting to me. Before Day 100. Day 92, and we had successfully killed all 3 levels of the Megapithecus. Now we just had to prepare and get the artifacts for the Gamma Dragon. But before we could get started on collecting the artifacts for the dragon, we had to focus on getting our Therizino army up to snuff. And how would one go about doing that? I think you know what I'm gonna say. Yes, it's more child murder. At this point, I should just put, for the second half of my 100 days title, watch me spend 50 days killing innocent creatures in a video game. This process continued on through days 93 to 95, until we were finally able to cryopod the majority of our Therizinos on day 96. After moving the Therizinos to the Red Obelisk, I went back into the ocean and started heading towards the Cave of the Cunning. Now, from what I had heard, this cave was extremely difficult with Alpha Mosas and Tusos, so what I did was I just ran in with my Megalodon, got the artifact, and ran back out. After that was the Cave of the Immune. This particular artifact cave was annoying at first until I realized that you just needed scuba gear. After that, it was off to the Cave of the Strong, and oh my god, I hated this cave. This cave and the Cave of the Skylord I had specific beef with because in the past they were always a pain in my ass. But after struggling for a little bit, I did manage to get all the artifacts I needed from both caves. Though it would seem that while I was in the Cave of the Skylord, Ava went missing and I couldn't find her. However, now was not the time to mourn, as it was day 99 and it was time to face the Gamma Dragon. Okay. Come on. Very nice. We had done it. We had survived 100 days on the island, and we had gotten a lot done. We had killed pretty much damn near every level of every boss, save for the Overseer and the 2 final levels of the dragon. However, our journey on this map is far from done. We still have some unfinished business to attend to.